Hey everybody, this is Jose here. We are about to start the session, like 30 seconds. So this is a great time to do a little bit of a sound check. Please go ahead and confirm with a quick message on the chat box that you hear my voice. That would be very helpful, so I know we are ready to start. Thank you guys. Okay, almost ready. Here we go, we are ready. So I'll just maximize the introduction slide so we can begin. Wonderful, how are you, Dirk? Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Great to be here to join you for the get together session today. And today it's October 18, 2019. I didn't say it. My name, Jose Blasco. I'll be your guide. And today it's all about intraday trading. Okay. Yesterday we got together, we were looking at options trades, but today is going to be futures on Forex, and we'll be looking at the lower time frames. How are you, Frank? Good to see you as well. Very good, everyone. So disclaimer, so we can begin. Let's do this quickly. The following videos, clips, demonstrations are for educational and instructional purposes only. Tradictive provides these videos purely for the purpose of demonstrating a method of using the product. Users understand that all the content used in the video is purely for demonstration purposes only and is not a guide and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. As a user, you understand and agree that hypothetical results obtained through a demonstration do not indicate in any way the results you may receive when using our products. Got it, perfect. So we got the introduction, we got TradeStation ready here with some alerts popping up already. So we're gonna be ready to begin planning on certain trades and we're gonna go for it, okay? I also have, apart from TradeStation, I got TradingView. TradingView is ready here, as you can see, with Forex currencies, a 60-minute time frame, an 8-minute time frame. That's going to be for the most active trades that we'll find. For trades that are also intraday but a little bit less active, we'll be using 240 and 21 as we normally do, because this is the time frames that we use, correct? Quick one as we begin. In case you didn't know, we have a new Twitter account running, and we are posting trade examples here. In order for you to be in sync with us, it would be great if you could go ahead and click on follow on Twitter. That would be great to be connected, assuming that you use Twitter. If you don't use Twitter, so then no problem, you can use YouTube, okay, as you are using right now, but just make sure you click on subscribe, and also you click on the bell so you get real-time notifications, okay? Good, perfect. Okay, so let's begin. So what do we have here? Well, interestingly enough, in the future side, which is the opportunities that we got on the left, okay, we got nothing in the condition column. We got nothing flashing in golden color. And this means that no opportunity is trading either with a proper climate, or there may be a proper climate, but price is far away from the ideal entry price, which is around the average. And because we are far away, then there is no trade to be taken yet. Okay, so in the futures markets, it seems that we're going to have to wait a little bit to see what happens. The S&P and the Nasdaq seem to be quite flat with 0.05% down. And other markets seem to be a little more stretched, but not much. So again, at this moment in time, we don't have any opportunity flashing with the futures markets. Okay, so the moment an opportunity shows up, we're gonna have a pop-up window here on TradeStation, because I have set up, let me show you, I have set up my alerts, okay, where I have enabled alert for auto climate. Okay, the alert is checked, as you can see, and I got an audio, sound, as well as a visual pop-up window set up in my TradeStation. Okay, so whenever an opportunity arises, we're gonna be alerted and we'll be able to take care of it. Okay, so therefore you have ES flashing. Interesting. Well, ES seems to be 1.34 years away from the average. So I don't see the reason for ES to flash. Maybe you are not using the 15-minute time frame, you're using the 60. Could that be possible, Dirk? Maybe you're using a different common time frame compared to the one I use. Could that be possible? Could be, right? Anyway, so we're gonna start with Forex, okay? We're gonna start with Forex, and we have, first of all, just to train your eyes, every time you have gray color, it means that the climate is not confirmed. Okay, so gray color means the climate is not confirmed. Remember, the rules allow us to trade with a non-confirmed climate, but the opportunity is of a lesser quality. Okay, so therefore, what I did say before is that I would pass on those trades. Okay, so interesting there, you have 15-minute time frame for the ES, and you have blue color instead of red. Okay, so maybe I am having a little problem here on my end. I may need to restart or refresh my cache folder. Let me open the chart to take a look. That would be quite strange actually, but it could happen. Sometimes you may have corrupted data in the cache folder, and this could be the reason why this is happening. Okay, so let's take a look. So the S&P actually it's all correct on my end. The S&P is below, so we are not dealing with an up climate, it's a down climate. Okay, it's a down climate, and we are certainly further away. We are 1.42 ATRs down, which is the same values that I got here with 1.42 right now. Okay, so on my end, things are working correctly. I am not sure what may be happening on your end there. Maybe you will want to refresh, maybe delete the cache folder, something like that. Okay, at this moment in time, it is looking like things are okay on my end, so no technical issue, I would say. Yeah, you may have bad data. Again, clear deletion of the cache folder should fix the problem. Okay. Okay, so anyway, so I was saying that in order to train our eyes, again, every time we see gray, we could certainly plan trades, but those will be trades of a lesser quality. So what we said is let's pass, okay? And also what we're looking for on the right side is to have the golden color, okay? Golden color, and also we are looking for the word sensible. So we got a sensible opportunity here, but it's a non-confirmed climate on the CAD. So we're gonna pass, okay? And that one is hopeful, hopeful, and hopeful, so we're gonna pass. Therefore, the opportunities that we may be able to execute on the right side, okay, would be a gray color, gray color, gray color. So those we need to pass, okay? All of this is hopeful, 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 okay? And the ones on the top that are sensible, the only one that got a confirmed color is the gray British pound Canadian dollar. So it's interesting how at this moment in time, well, actually the Euro Swiss franc also is flashing now, okay, the Euro Swiss franc. So we got Euro Swiss franc and GBP CAD. Those will be the opportunities. Notice how the Nasdaq is also flashing, but that one is a non-confirmed climate. So we will check again in 8 minutes, because 8 minutes from now we'll have a new close on the 50-minute time frame, and therefore we may have a confirmed climate. Okay, so we got 8 minutes to take care of the Euro Swiss franc as well as the GBP CAD using the 4-hour setup. Okay, so I'm just gonna open here my list of currencies, and I'm gonna click on Euro Swiss franc. Everything will load, and let's see what we've got. Okay, so we are in a confirmed climate, blue color, average located, I need to show, 1 second guys here, I need to show the status line indicator values. Here we go. So the EMA for this currency is 109.96, okay, and 109.96, which is right below price. Unfortunately, there is no UFO. We need a green UFO somewhere around this price level, but we don't have it. Okay, so the Euro Swiss franc is not giving us a good setup at the moment. Every 21 minutes or so, you may want to take a look, because a new UFO may have formed at this price level, and then the trade will be valid. But as we speak, we don't have that UFO yet, and therefore we are in waiting time for the Euro Swiss franc. Okay. You cannot delete the cache folder without closing TradeStation. So you have to close TradeStation, make sure all the TradeStation processes have been closed by Windows, and then you can go ahead and delete the cache folder. So it's a little bit of a pain, but you have to. Okay, you cannot disconnect and that's it. You have to fully close TradeStation. So loading the GBP/CAD. What do we have with the GBP/CAD? Very similar setup actually. Yeah, and unfortunately too similar because we have the same problem. So we have a confirmed climate, all of this is good. We got an average that is currently 169.09. 169.09 is just a little bit below price, somewhere here. Okay, but unfortunately, same story. We are lacking on a UFO around this price level lining up with the value of the average. Okay, we don't have it. Okay, we don't have it. So both the euro, Swiss franc, as well as the Canadian dollar are two markets to be observed, since a few minutes from now, could be 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour from now, we may have a UFO that form and then a trade could be taken. But right now we don't have it yet, so we are in waiting time. Okay. What else do we have? So keep a quick review. So we also have an opportunity just popped with a pound US dollar, 60-minute time frame setup. Okay, so we got a sensible long with the pound, which has been a very interesting market in the recent past days, isn't it? So we're gonna, I'm loading the 60-minute time frame. I'm gonna move into majors instead of minors, GBP USD. Okay, and let's see what we got. Okay, we have a confirmed climate. Value for the average is 128.82. So 128.82. I mean, it's like copy paste. The three setups are kind of the same, even though there are different currencies and different time frames. But we have the same situation and the same problem, which is confirmed climate. Everything is good, but we are lacking on a UFO, and therefore this trade is not to be taken yet. We are in waiting time at this moment in time. Okay, so yeah, so we need to keep the discipline up right now. Okay, so also the GBP US dollar also is giving us, well, that one is hopeful, so we'll pass on this one. So we got 39 candles going up in a market that normally goes up by 4 candles. Okay, so huge movements. Okay, talk about probabilities and how sometimes probabilities, you know, even though probabilities are so useful, then probabilities are not followed at all. Look at this amazing move. Look at the duration of this market, 39 candles, okay, into this climate, which is certainly not a common thing to be expected. The expectation was 576. Actually, the pound had spent much more time falling than going up, and notice what just happened with all the negotiations that have been happening in Europe and the UK. Okay, so very interesting times for this currency, for the whole Eurozone, for the UK. Very interesting time, very unique time, and we can see it here in the form of probabilities that are absolutely not met, where we were expecting 5.76 and we just got 39 candles moving up on the pound US dollar. Okay, anyway, what else? So GBP/CAD, yeah, so it's all the same. Okay, so no new nothing. So we got to wait 1.5 minutes, which is gonna be the time when, oh, just an opportunity just popped. Here we go. So opportunity with natural gas. Okay, so we don't have to wait. Natural gas in the 60-minute time frame may be giving us an opportunity. So let's go for it. Okay, I'll close the yellow box and we'll begin planning the trade with natural gas. And also I was saying in 1.5 minutes, we'll have a new update as well on the 15-minute time frames that may open up opportunities with the S&P, the Nasdaq, crude oil, etc. Okay, so what do we have? Confirmed climate on natural gas. Okay, so this market is expected to fall by 7.76 candle. We are now dealing with candle number 4. Certainly we are in a climate, we are on time. This is not too late in the climate, so certainly good time to plan on shorting opportunities. The average price, as you can see, it's 23.19, which is right below 20, and in that middle time frame, we don't have any red UFO. In the one on the right either, and the one on the left also does not provide any red UFO. Okay, so we will need to wait for natural gas to do whatever it has to do. Okay, and then maybe a UFO will form. Okay, and then we will take action, expecting price to fall from that UFO, lining up with the average, which may add on-field orders while we get evidence of on-field orders in the market thanks to that UFO that is missing at the moment, with a defined climate, which is still sensible, because 4 candles out of 7, it's certainly a good time to enter. Okay, so we will be looking at that in a minute. Okay, and in the meantime, we just got an alert here for the Nasdaq. Yep, it seems that still the climate is not confirmed on the Nasdaq, so still not the right time to get in. We just got an alert on the Euro contract. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Euro contract. So I'm gonna open the workspace. Gold also is flashing, so we got gold and the Euro contract. So everybody get ready. We may need to start moving at a decent pace here as opportunities are seeming to appear in front of us, so we can have the orders in place so we don't miss those trades. Okay, so be ready to work with me. If I move a little bit fast, please bear with me. If I go way too fast, make sure you tell me, so I will re-explain everything after I plan the trade. Okay, so first of all, gold contract. Okay, and by the way, super important, super important, always important, especially with those markets which are energy markets that have changes of contracts often. Okay, very important. Okay, so the page is still loading. Here we go. So very important to look at metals and energies. Okay, to confirm the Z, which is the contract expiration date I'm using at the moment, is the correct expiration date to be used. Okay, so you would just want to click and notice how on the top it shows Z. You can also look at the table that is loading with the liquidities, and you would confirm Z is the right one, which is right here, is the bigger number, which coincides with the Z. Okay, Z or Z, if you are calling the alphabet using American English instead of British English. Okay, so anyway, so we have price now challenging the average here. There was a UFO here lining up 14.93.1, which is below the average. Okay, so that would not be the ideal one for us to take. So it's a good thing because it did go through. So not ideal for us to take. But again, on-field orders may be being added as we speak, and we may see green UFOs show up on the screen in just a few moments. Okay, so in order to anticipate in case this was to happen, I am gonna load the 60-minute time frame to look for my target. So I make a note for myself with the gold contract or of where the target would be if I was to go long, and the target would be that red UFO. Okay, located at crude oil also is giving us an opportunity, so we don't have to rush here. So 14.94.5. Okay, so we're gonna pass on crude oil, on gold. Notice that the target will be 2 points away. 2 points away. It's way too close. Okay, way too close. And probably it would mean that this trade will not have a good exposure to risk given the reward, and it's not ideal. Okay, so I'll leave the workspace open. I can certainly go back and revisit later on. Okay, I want to check crude oil. Yeah, crude oil also is an opportunity. First candle into a new climate. Okay, just like, well, the euro, it's 11 candles into the climate. I missed that one earlier, so I'm going to close the euro because even though we do have a defined climate, it's too hopeful, isn't it? So let's open crude oil. Let's open crude oil and let's begin planning on the trade. Here we go. So again, same story with crude oil. it doesn't take much time and it will save you problems, okay? Always go back and check what the right contract would be. So we are looking at energies, we are looking at crude oil, CL, I thought I clicked, and notice that we have the X, which is the X as well on our chart. So now we have the peace of mind of knowing that we are doing this right, okay? Good, so what do we have? Oh, interesting. Yeah, so the climate, is showing as confirm in the 15-minute time frame in the red screen, and here is showing as non-confirm, okay? And it's because we are running a little bit more, since the purpose on the app on the chart and the purpose for the app on the red screen is different. The red screen is to alert us. So there is a little bit more sensitivity placed on current data, on the real-time data on the chart, and notice how the real-time data has changed its mind when it comes to the climate. Okay, so it seems that when that last candle on the chart opened, it probably opened a little lower, and therefore the app understood that there was a strong pressure to the downside. Therefore, the directional movement would be pointing strong to the downside, but now crude oil is coming back too much, and therefore we are losing that directional movement to the downside. So our red dot went from thick to thin, and this is for us to show, okay? You show more volume on, yes, you're right, we should be using the Z. We should be using the Z. Okay, so let's see if we can use the Z. Thanks for that. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, so with the Z, we didn't come up so much, okay? You can see we're still below the average, and therefore the dot is still thick, okay? So we're good, okay? So what do we have? So we have, thanks for that, Lisa, good catch. It happened to me before, actually, that because this website, I believe, updates at the end of the day, so even though we can see the rollover is taking place already, moving from the X to the Z, the fact is that it has not been updated on the website. And this happened to us before. Actually, I remember one session where this happened to us as we were together. So very good catch here. That's a great one, okay? Anyway, so we are looking for a potential short here. Climate is confirmed. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to look for my target. So switching to the 60-minute time frame, activating AutoUFOs, so I can find my target for crude oil. I'm not very happy to see we got a green UFO so close. Okay, so close is 54.21. I mean, it may be okay, but it will require us to find a pretty narrow red UFO for us to be able to enter the trade. Okay, so 21 is just below here. That would be the final target, 54.21. And, this size of a UFO may work, but if we were to have, like here on the top, multiple UFOs grouped, okay, overlapping each other, then it will not work, given how close the target is. Okay, so we're gonna have to look at that. So what do we have? We have 54.45, okay, that's, yeah, so 37.43. So this one is slightly below the average, okay, it's almost in the right location, but not the right location. This one begins at 49, as you can see, and obviously 49 here is above 45. Okay, so in other words, that UFO on the left is below the average. That UFO on the right or in the middle is above the average. Okay, and what we need is a UFO overlapping the average. Okay, which at the moment we don't have any. Okay, so we need to wait for this to happen, or wait another 6 minutes, because 6 minutes from now, this average will update. And because price has been going lower, probably instead of 45, it may be a little lower than that. Well, actually not anymore, because we had a UFO here pointing at below 45. It was 43 actually, but that UFO is gone. Okay, so we need to wait. Okay, we need to wait. And same story was with natural gas. Let me see now. Natural gas, 312 is the top, 317 is the average. Okay, in other words, that UFO happens to be below the average. Okay, so we need a UFO a little higher than that. That one is also 312. So we are waiting both with natural gas and crude oil. We are waiting for those markets to produce red UFOs in the right place for us to take the trade. Yeah. So what about gold? Any news with gold? So yeah, the target with gold was going to be 95.5, which is right here. That's 95.5 is right here. So really, we do have a setup, because we got 93.7 here, which is the same as the average. So we have a setup with those two UFOs. But if I was to take this risk with an entry here and a stop below, and my target happens to be here, so I'm risking the same amount of money that I'm gonna make on the trade. So this trade is not worth it. That target is too close with gold, unfortunately. So hopefully what's gonna happen is that price will go higher and then come back down. And that move up, okay, we'd get rid of the red UFO that set our target to be 1495.5, and then we will be able to take the trade, riding the move for a potentially higher UFO, but that is not the case yet. I'm just anticipating what could be, so we are ready to take advantage of it if it happens to be the way I described. So again, looking at oil, so we have a new UFO that formed, 34 and 40. So we got 3 minutes and a half, okay? And if that moving average was to fall from 44 to, let's say, 38 or something like that, which is somewhere here in the middle, so then we could certainly take that trade using that UFO. But that would be speeding right now. We still need to wait for the update on the 15-minute time frame that will happen in 3 minutes something from now. Yeah, I'm just reading your message, Dirk. Not sure which market you were talking about. Probably oil. So I'm not taking this trade until we have an update. So the average will move down, and then you're right. As price goes up, the average will go back up. That's why I need the tick down first, okay? Because right now, unfortunately, price is already inside the UFO. So we'll see what happens, okay, in a few minutes. Good. What else do we have? Nothing else is flashing on the futures markets. On the Forex, we got an opportunity with the US dollar Swiss franc. So you know what? Let's go take a look. Okay, we got 3 minutes to do that. So US dollar Swiss franc on the 60-minute time frame. So let's see what we have. So auto climate is loading. Here we go. So we got a confirmed climate, 2 candles in the climate. The average is 98.75. And you know what? We do have a UFO at 98.75. Okay. So it's looking like we're having an entry, a valid entry. 86 is the top, 89 is the next one. So we're going to have to treat those two UFOs as one. And yeah, the problem is that, I mean, you know the problem. We talked about this before, isn't it? It's looking like it's going to be too much risk for this trade. So I'm moving from 60 minutes to 4 hours, next common time frame to find a target. So let's see where the target would be. So the target would be located at 98.16. 98.16. You know what? It may work. Okay, so let me make a note. I'll go back to the futures because the market will open in a minute and a half. So we'll focus on the futures first, but then I'll come back to the US dollar Swiss franc. The target would be 0.9816, but remember, because it's a buy order, we need to add 2, so we'll make it 18. So 98.18, that would be the price for the target, you know, using this green UFO. Okay, so keep that in mind. Later, when I come back to the US dollar Swiss franc, I will not show the target anymore. I made a note of it on a piece of paper, and then I will just go ahead and complete the plan of the trade, and we'll conclude then if it's okay to take the trade or it's not. So back to futures. We have again euro flashing, but again that's hopeful. So nothing new really. Maybe crude oil, the red UFO went away, so that's not ideal. But remember, right at the open, things may happen very, very quickly. Natural gas, let's see natural gas. New UFO form here, ending at 12, ending at 12. But this is above 7, this is below 17, so we are not overlapping the average. Yeah, so we just got an update. The market just opened, so it seems that gold is flashing again. But now gold is hopeful, and we already said as well there is no profit margin. So let's see if crude oil, that is giving us an alert as well, lean hogs also giving us an alert. Let's see if crude oil will form a red UFO quickly. The S&P may be a candidate too. So let's go back to the climate red screen. So what do we have? Nasdaq now is confirmed. S&P now is confirmed. Okay, and lean hogs now is confirmed. Okay, so we have a few workspaces to open here. Nasdaq, S&P, and lean hogs. Okay, so with the lean hogs, I need to go back and check the right expiration date. I will try to do this in parallel while TradeStation is loading the workspaces. Okay. So that would be meats, lean hogs. Okay. Okay, so Z should be the one, and volume suggests that Z is the one. Okay, so we need to be using Z for the lean hogs, which I believe I had a problem with TradeStation with the Z before. Let's see what's going to happen today. So today it's working fine. Good, perfect. Okay, so okay. So one step at a time. Crude oil, nothing for now. Gold, well, that one we said is hopeful, so I'm just gonna close it. So close workspace. Okay. So S&P. So S&P, down climate, 3 red dots, we are good. Average 96.63. 96.63 happens to be above this UFO and also above that UFO. So unfortunately, we don't have an opportunity to execute this trade as we speak, but we may have UFOs forming very, very quickly here, because as the market opens, many trades took place fairly quickly. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. Another look at crude oil, nothing yet. Lean hogs, 2 red dots. Okay, so we are in a down climate. Average 69.19. Okay, 69.19 certainly is inside that UFO. The top is 69.87. Wait a minute, 19. Yes, 19 is in here. Yes, correct. So 69.87. So now the other UFOs are not overlapping. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's look for targets on the lean hogs. Okay, to look for targets, we're gonna look at the daily time frame. Activate AutoUFOs. Okay, and we are looking for, because it's a shorting opportunity, we are looking for green UFOs, and there are none. Okay, so this trade would be taken with no target, or if you wish, okay, just to, because this is an intraday trade and we don't want to be exposed to overnight margin. So as an exception, I will use the target in the 4-hour time frame, which is 64.65. Okay, so that's the target. Still is very, very far away. I'm not sure we would get there in one day. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's Link Hogs. Okay, so let's place an order here on the Link Hogs. So mechanically, 2 contracts, entry price, I'm gonna come in here at 68.87. Okay, 68.87. That's gonna be the entry. 68.87. We are shorting. Okay, 69.87. Okay, which is gonna be 69.9. That's gonna be the stop right above the UFO, and therefore 67.87. That would be our safety target. Just gonna move this one and move this one. 67.87, 67.85. That would be our safety target. And the final target we said is going to be 65.65, 64.65. So a lot of scrolling. Actually, I would prefer in cases like that to input the values manually, but I guess that is quite visual to do it like that, and hopefully it's helpful. So 64.65, this would be location for the target. Okay, so this is the trade with the Link Hogs. We got the climate, we got the average, we got the UFO, so we got everything in place. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a few seconds. Oh, very nice, Dirk. We just got filled on the Micron vertical spread from yesterday. Very nice. Okay, so a few more seconds for you to have those values ready for you to input in your own accounts. 68.875 is the entry, 69.90 is the stop, 67.85 safety target, 64.65 final target. Okay, remember, make sure you are out of this trade before the end of the day to avoid overnight margin and gaps, because Link Hogs make up a lot. Okay, so again, quick look. Natural gas, what do we have? Okay, nothing. Crude oil, what do we have? Okay, so the average is 42. We have a UFO that ends at 46 and 46. Okay, great. We have a trade, my friends. So the bottom part of this UFO is 37. Okay, 37. So we are now taking a trade, my friends, with a stop located at 47, safety target 27, and the final target for crude oil we said is 21. Okay, so this trade is not amazing, okay, but it does meet our rules, okay, and therefore you know, the order is in. Okay, I haven't been filled yet. Yes, I have been filled. Okay, so this one was very quick in the execution, and maybe you didn't have the time to look at the values. So 54.37 was the entry, 47 is the stop, safety target 27, and final target 21. Those are the 4 values that you need to keep in mind. Okay, and we are in. Okay, so we are in this trade. Okay, good. Let's take a look at the S&P. Okay, let's take a look at the S&P. So what do we have? Getting to where the average is, but no red UFO. What about the climates? What do we have? NASDAQ could be a candidate. And look at that, I didn't open the NASDAQ. So let's open NASDAQ NQ. Okay, so up to this point, we have a trade running on crude oil. We have a trade ready to get filled on Link Hogs. So NASDAQ, confirm climate, red dot, thick, average 79.48. 48. The bottom part Yeah, that's a valid one. That UFO is valid. Okay, so where do we have the target? Let's plan on a target. 60 minutes. Enable auto UFOs. Okay, so the target for the Nasdaq would be NQ. The target would be 7902.5. That would be the target. Okay, 7902.5. Disable auto UFO. Go back to the 15. Okay, well, the red UFO is gone, so then I'm not going to enter the trade. But if you did, if you had the time, that probably already hit your safety target based on the price action I can see. So you would be fine. Okay, so we'll just observe it. Okay, lean hogs. We just got filled on the lean hogs trade as well. Okay, now notice that given the size, you know, we are using a 4-hour time frame here. Okay, so we are having much more room from entry to stop. Okay, so notice the risk of this trade, it's much higher compared to the risk of the other trades that we have taken. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The profit is also significant. Okay, so the trade is certainly valid, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so we got the trade with the lean hogs, and with the crude oil we also have the trade running more or less where it was a few minutes ago. Nothing too different for now. Okay, by the way, since we are running a session together and we only spend 1 hour together and all of you trade different markets, whatever trade that comes to me, I am executing it. Okay, the rules that you guys should follow to execute those trades, if multiple trades happen to be available in parallel, is the rule will be very simple, which is not to take a new trade unless the prior trade has already hit safety target. So you don't find yourself with multiple trades in parallel. Okay, why? Because, for example, now I am short crude oil and I am short lean hogs at the same time, which I'm fine because the trades meet the rules and I wanted to give you those trades because they are valid. Okay, but at the same time they are both commodities. Okay, and both of those trades are very sensitive to the US dollar. So if something happened to commodities or the US dollar, you may see both crude oil and lean hogs move against you heavily. And next thing you know, you end up with 2 losses in a row, which is not a desirable outcome. Okay, so when you enter a trade, wait until you get to the safety target. The moment you get to the safety target and you remove the risk of trade number 1, now you are allowed to take trade number 2. And therefore, you can run trades in parallel, that's okay, but only if the prior trades hit safety target first. Okay, which here, I'm running 2 trades in parallel without meeting that rule, because I want to give all those trades for you guys, because, you know, some of you may not trade crude oil, some of you may not trade lean hogs, some of you may not trade the S&P. So I am just executing them so we can learn from them and you can see how it's done and so on. But keeping that in mind, if you're going to be executing them all, to follow those rules. Okay, so what do we have here? 27.97, and we got a UFO that just formed at this price level. Yeah, so what is the bottom part of this? 75. Okay, so 75 is the bottom part, which would be 1 tick above this one. So I cannot take the trade here because I would be overlapping all those UFOs, so I will not do that. The Nasdaq, anything new on the Nasdaq? No, same thing. Lean hogs, anything new? Same thing. Same thing. S&P, anything new? Same UFO. Crude oil, anything new? We are now moving towards the target. Okay, so nice. Oh, by the way, we just got a UFO that form, isn't it? That UFO, let me see. By the way, we should be out of this trade, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 3 candles with the time stop. Okay, so mechanically we need to get out of this trade. Okay, so out of the crude oil trade, we collected a small profit here. Okay, and I am planning to potentially re-enter this trade. in 2 minutes from now, because 2 minutes from now that average will move down from 42 to a little lower. And if that's the case, that UFO will qualify as a valid entry. Okay, so ready to replan a new trade here in like 50 seconds. Okay, like 50 seconds. Okay, so not to miss it, I'm just gonna start entering the order on the crude oil. So 37, that would be the entry, 37 to 44. Okay. Here we go. And then final target 21, same as before. Okay. So this would be the new trade. Let me see if I did the math correctly. So 3 and 47. Okay, so my safety target needs to be 30. Here we go. This is how it should be, okay? And the clock is about to tick. Okay, that's it. It's now 45. So we have an update. The new average is 0. Okay, so 40, which is that UFO. Okay, so this trade is valid. This is trade number 2 on crude oil. Okay, trade number 2 on crude oil. So get your orders in so you can execute this trade. Of course, real money, paper money, and how many contracts you decide that. Okay. Okay, what else? Natural gas. Anything else? No, nothing new on natural gas. So you know what? I'm just gonna close natural gas. What else? Lean Hogs. What's going on? Still in the process. Okay, good news. Some red UFOs are appearing on the reactive time frame. Okay, this may be very helpful for the trade to begin its process going down. Nasdaq, still the proper climate, but no UFO at the current price. Same story for the S&P, and still waiting to get filled on crude oil. Great, you guys are very quiet. I know I'm moving fast, okay? So give me some feedback if that's okay. How is everything on your end? And again, please share with me if I go too fast or if I don't. So I know how to adapt better to you guys, okay? So S&P and Nasdaq, crude oil as well. Okay, interesting. We have an alert here where the crude oil now may not be confirmed. Look at that, not confirmed. So I'm just gonna cancel and click yes. Even though the trade was valid, the climate went from confirm to non-confirm. Okay, so we gotta be sensitive. We need to be watching this, okay? So we can adapt to real market conditions. So again, this trade may be valid, 15 minutes from now, but right now I didn't notice this earlier, but now that I do notice it, thanks to the red screen, because really that gray color, really it's the first thing I look at when I look at the red screen. So that gray color is really, really helpful, okay? Okay, so we canceled the trade on the crude oil. S&P, what are you giving us? Nothing at the moment. Gold is flashing an alert. So the alert on gold is a hopeful long 10 candles into a market it should be 4. So we are not going to look at that because it's hopeful. Okay, last one, Lean Hogs, still doing his thing. Okay, and the Nasdaq, we are now above the average, so we may have a change of climate in a few minutes from now. Okay, good. Okay, so I think it would be a good time to, you missed the first one. Not a worry. I mean, the market is going to be open for many more hours, isn't it? We just need to keep applying the same process until you got the trades you wanted, and that's it, and then you're done for the day. Okay, so let's look at currencies. Okay, so Swiss franc. We started looking at the Swiss franc earlier. So back to the 1 hour time frame in the Swiss franc. Actually, we are very close to meet an entry. Very close to meet an entry. So average 75 being that UFO. We talked about it before. Okay, so the Swiss franc may be an opportunity. So let's write it down so you guys can make a note. So this will be a shorting opportunity where the stop loss would be located above 0.9892. But because it's a buy order, I need to add 2, that's 94. And because it's a stop, I need to add 5, so that's 99. Okay, so that would be the location for the stop. The short entry, okay, would be located at 0.9875. Okay, that would be the entry, which is inside the UFO coinciding with the average, isn't it? And you can make it 74, it's fine too. Okay, so you are like 1 pip away from entry, so this is almost ready. Safety target, okay, safety target, that would be 0. So we got 25 pips, isn't it? So that would be 51, right? So 51, 98, 51, that would be the safety target. And finally, the final target, okay, we said it was going to be 0.9818. This is a note I made earlier for myself out of looking at the 4-hour time frame here with the Swiss franc with the AutoUFOs activated, okay? Good, so give you just a few more seconds for you to take a screenshot or make a note. Remember this trade, I mean, as you can see, we are currently trading at 73, the entry is 74, so if you want to take this trade, it's basically time to take the trade, okay? So keep that in mind. Cool, okay, that's it. Okay, well actually now it's 74.4, okay, so we are in this trade, okay? We are in this trade. If you want to take it, you really need to take it right now, okay? Because the market is at that price. So let's see, lean hogs, what's going on? We are in the green with the lean hogs, okay? The little red that show up here is being helpful. Also, we should be doing time stop, okay? So we haven't got to our safety target yet. This is still the first candle, which is 21 minutes each. So after 3, which is still gonna take like 42 more minutes, right? So after 3 candles, you will want to close this trade if you haven't got to your safety target, okay? At this moment in time, it's looking like we may have a little bit of a fight because this green UFO may pushes price up a little bit. I'm not too concerned because the climate is in our favor, as you all know, but at the same time, that's what we have, okay? So we may get to see a little bit of fluctuation. So I would anticipate probably we'll need to act on the time stop at some point, okay? Okay, what else? Crude oil, anything new? No. We did very well with the non-confirmed climate not to take the trade. Notice what just happened. Okay, so maybe the climate is changing to a different direction. So we'll see that in a few minutes. What else is available? Lean hogs is the only one. S&P, what else? We are above the average now. We may have a change of climate. The Nasdaq is still in the middle of nowhere. Sorry, this is not the Nasdaq. This is the lean hogs. The Nasdaq, it's above the average as well. So yeah, so again, be ready here as well because 49 something, the top part of this UFO, it's 49, okay? So when the market updates in 8 minutes, okay, that may be an opportunity for you to go long the Nasdaq using that UFO, okay? So 48.25, 42.5, yeah, all of this UFO is overlapping that one, okay? So yeah, so that is looking like it's very likely going to be an opportunity, okay? Okay, so more. Swiss franc, we got it. What else? Euro Swiss franc, we checked that one too. Euro British pound, non-confirmed. GBP Swiss franc, that one is new and is confirmed. Okay, so let's go take a look. In the 4-hour time frames, as a common time frame, we're gonna look at the GBP Swiss franc. Okay. So GBP Swiss franc, here we go. Confirm climate, okay, blue dot. Okay, so confirm climate, blue dot, average, as you can see, is 127.16 and 127.16 is above 126.96, okay? And it's also above 127.08. 120. Oh, wait a minute. 127.15. Okay, wait a minute. My friends, we have a trade. Yes. So TradingView was still updating when I froze the screen to do my drawing. So we got 127.16. That's the one. And here we got 127.15. Okay. And therefore, we're going to call it good enough. Okay. So that's the UFO that we're going to be using. In this case, it's a range time frame. It's not a time frame, because that one is much lower at 96. Okay, so it seems that we may have an opportunity with a GBP Swiss franc. So I'm going to move to the next common time frame, going from 4 hours to daily. I will turn on AutoUFOs. Okay, and this is giving me a target located all the way up there at 130.08. Okay, 130.08. So GBP USD, that would be 130.08. That's the target. Okay, so keeping that value in mind, I'm gonna go back to the 4 hour time frame just to leave it the way it was, so I don't get confused for the next trade. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and complete planning this trade. Okay, so let's do some notes. Final target, which is above, I just said it, is 130.08. That's the final target. Okay, that's a nice move, like a 300 pip move. Okay, it's a nice one. Safety target, I'll have to calculate that one, so I'll come back. Long entry, okay, that one is going to be 127.16. Remember, because it's a buy order, we had 2, so it's going to be 18. Stop loss, okay, 127.06. Remember, because it's a stop order, we're going to remove 5, so it's going to be 01. So we got 17 pips of risk, okay, 17. So that puts our safety target to be located at 127.35 if I did the math right. Okay, so that would be the plan for the GBP Swiss franc. This is a trade for you to execute as long as it meets your rules, your plan, and you trade the GBP Swiss franc and so on. This trade meets our rules, so it's a trade ready to be taken. You decide the size, you decide if it's paper money, real money. Of course, all of this is your choice. Cool. Okay, so let's take a look at futures. Let's see where we are at with the futures, because we'll be about to conclude the session for today. So natural gas is flashing again, so we'll take one last look at natural gas. Lean Hogs, same one. So what's going on with Lean Hogs? Moving toward our target. Okay, so we got the second candle here. Okay, so it's moving nicely towards our target. Okay, so climate in our favor, UFOs in our favor, more red kicking in. So all of this is good to sustain the movement of that particular trade. But really, I would really like to see another UFO form, so it allows me to move my stop in a different location. Okay, because right now I have a new UFO that formed here at 69. Okay, so I would need to be moving my stop at 61. 69.32.5, so that would be 69.35. Okay, so I'm going to be moving it here, so reducing my risk from $820 to $380. So it's always good to reduce your risk. Okay, I mean, why not? But at the same time, what I really like is to lock in profits more than reduce the risk, because I still have some risk. Okay, now the risk is much less now, which is nice. But what I would really like to see is I would like to see, and this may happen any moment, okay, so be ready, some UFO forming, price comes down, and now I can move my stop below the entry, and therefore now I am making a profit no matter what, okay, and hopefully reaching the safety target before 3 candles, because now we got 1 candle and a half on their way here on the left. So hopefully reaching the safety target before 3 candles. So then, you know, I can allow this thing to go all the way to the final target. Okay. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay. But anyway, here's the lean hogs trade. Okay. So Nasdaq, UFO above the EMA. Yeah, S&P still need to update the climate in a few seconds now. Crude oil still need to update the climate in a few seconds now. So let's do this. Let's wait a few seconds, 8 seconds. Okay, and we can go ahead and see what are the new opportunities that will form. Here we go. So natural gas. Okay, really nothing new. The only new is crude oil. Yeah, crude oil is the only one with a confirmed climate to the upside now, instead of to the downside to the upside. Okay, so what do we have? 54.45. Okay, so that UFO lines up with our trade. Okay, and being 41 lines up with that one all the way to 36. Okay, so here we go. So let's plan the trade. I should have anticipated that actually and get the target for crude oil a little faster. So let me see, where is the target for crude oil? The target for crude oil, it's going to be 54.81. Okay, so there is more room for movement to the upside than to the downside. Okay. So the top of this UFO is 50. So let's go ahead and take a trade at 50 with a stop at 35. Okay. That's going to place our safety target at 65. And the final target would be 81. Here we go. So this is the trade on crude oil. We are 3 ticks away from being filled. Okay, take a look at the values, my friends. Oh, I have a problem here. I have a problem. Cancel the trade, guys. Everybody cancel the trade. Cancel the trade right now. Problem, I didn't notice. The stop was overlapping this green UFO. So I would have to place my stop all the way below 28, and that makes my safety target to be way too far. So this trade is not valid, okay? Guys, I almost made a human error, caught it right on time, and I canceled the order. I guess it's all good, but just keep that in mind, okay? We need to have the stops in the white space on the chart. We cannot have the stop in other locations, okay? Cool. So everybody, I'm gonna call it the day. The session is over. Make sure you keep watching for the time stop, okay? Very, very quickly, the third candle will begin, and 21 minutes after, if you haven't got to the safety target, you will need to close the trade for a small profit or attempt a break-even exit. And that's where we are at, okay? So that's it. That was today, my friends. Question here from Ricky. Jose, what numbers are you using on your calibration? I'm using 61.8. Okay, so Ricky, I am using 61.8, okay, but the key is not to use 61.8. The key is to use the settings of the UFO, whatever you choose to be, which mine are 61.8. But the key is that you make sure that you also understand all the other rules around the methodology, and make sure that all the other rules are being respected, such as the market climate, the location for the safety target, or all of those things. Okay, so what I would like to ask you, Ricky, because obviously the information that you're sharing here, it's creating some concern on my end. I would love to review some of your trades. So if you have screenshots or you have anything documented, or the futures trades that you will take, during this week, for example, well, not this week, it's Friday, next week. So make sure you document it, take a few screenshots, and you can send it to us, reach@tradewithufos.com, so I can take a look and make sure you're doing the right thing, okay? And if any, when we do sharpening, we can do Q&A, and we can talk about it more in depth. And we can help you this way, okay? But the stats that you're sharing here raise a little bit of a flag on my end, where I would expect that maybe there is some rule that maybe is not well understood, and that's probably the origin of the problem. Okay, so send me please some screenshots so I can review the trades that you have executed, and that way we can help you much better. Okay, and by the way, nice job being open to share, because I understand that it's easy to share when we are making profits. We feel proud about it, but when we are in trouble, sometimes we are a little bit shy. So you are doing very well by not keeping it for yourself and being isolated, having a problem and stay isolated with your problem. You are doing very well by sharing, so we can find the origin of the problem and overcome it and turn everything around. Okay, so good one. Again, I'm expecting your email, Ricky. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you next week, everybody. You guys take care. Bye-bye. Talk soon.